What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the studio. I'm sorry. Do you hear that? What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the studio. I'm sorry. Do you hear that? What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the studio. All right, that sounds better. In this video, I'll give you 2 exercises to get better at EQing a vocal. Every good engineer should be able to go straight to an EQ and pull out that frequency that's messing up the mix. Is your ear that good? All right, so for the first exercise, we're gonna see if we can recognize the differences in frequency within the human voice. I have an audio from MKBHD. We're gonna listen to this YouTube clip.
I'd rename it Barely Blue, considering when it's up against white backgrounds, okay, it looks...
All right, so listening to the audio, it's already mixed quite well. I already noticed there's a lot of boominess in the bass of his voice. So I'm assuming that's around, and this is in real time. I haven't done this before. So you're seeing me do my own exercise here in real time. I'm assuming this is going to be around that like 500 area, that boominess that he has going on there. So let's just see if we got it here.
Whispered the word blue in the paint shop just before... Whispered the word blue in the paint shop just before placing each one in its box and shipping it away.
Maybe even more so around that 250.
Whispered the word blue in the paint shop just before placing each one in its box and shipping it away.
So you see already that voice got a lot thinner when we took that out. So I was around like that 500 mark. I was 250 off, that 250 range. But that just goes ahead and trains that ear. There's also some sibilance happening here. Let's see if we can get rid of that sibilance. Usually sibilance is around that 4,500K.
But yeah, now you know if you see this pale blue color on a MacBook Air, you know it's the new one. This replaces space gray.
So there it is right there. It's in the 4,600. So I mentioned 4,500 earlier. Let's see what's going on at 6,000.
Whispered the word blue in the paint shop just before placing each one in its box and shipping it away.
Yeah, so that's more of airiness. That actual sharpness is in that 4,500 range.
Whispered the word blue in the paint shop just...
So we can go ahead and take that out.
Whispered the word blue in the paint... Whispered the word blue in the paint... Whispered the word blue...
Even more so that 3,800.
Whispered the word...
Yeah, there it is right there.
Whispered the word blue...
There you go.
Whispered the word...
So it was 3,800. So now you can see as we work with this frequency, or we work with this audio, we can pinpoint frequencies that are a problem, and even more so in voices that are not our own. We get used to our own voice. We know where to go maybe with our own voice when we hit an EQ. But if we have someone else in our studio, can we attack their problem frequencies without having recorded them before? And having an idea of where sounds are in the frequency range, we're able to do that. So in KBHD, we took out that sibilance at 3,800, that boominess at 2,500. We're learning more about the frequency range through this exercise. For the next sample, we have Kendrick Lamar here. Let's take a listen.
5 extraordinary executives that work day in, day out.
All right, so listening to this one, I can tell that it needs some like de-reverberance. There's a lot of reverb going on here that can be taken off. That's like more on the high end. If we go ahead and add an EQ to this as well.
The visuals, 5 extraordinary executives that work day in, day out to make sure we are doing something that will long live the culture.
So you see that went ahead and took out that reverb. Now let's go ahead and touch other parts of this vocal.
The visuals, 5 extraordinary executives.
There's that boominess, and obviously in this graph you can kind of see it there, but there's a lot of boominess going on. Maybe it's the particular microphone that he's using where he's holding it. There's like almost like in his throat. It's the words are getting kind of caught in his throat, and that's around this low end. I'm just going to add a shelf here for all the low end here.
The visuals, 5 extraordinary executives that work day in, day out to make sure we are doing something that will long live the culture.
Right, and there's also a bit of hollowness now. I'm going to back off on this shelf, bring it back around here. Obviously, add that there.
The visuals, 5 extraordinary executives that work day in, day out to make sure we are doing something that will long live the culture. You know, from a music standpoint, from a creative standpoint, fashion.
Right, and then it just needs to be reintroduced to some high end since we scooped that off. And this isn't a part of EQ. Or, well, I guess it is. It's boosting. But I'm going to go ahead and just grab fresh air. and turn up some high end.
Individuals, 5 extraordinary executives that work day in, day out to make sure.
Right? So that's being able to attack a vocal in real time, as you saw there within about 2 minutes or so. So that's exercise 1, listening to different voices and being able to immediately hit an area. Is it boominess? Is it sibilance? All right, so for this next exercise, we're going to solo frequency bands so that we can become more familiar with them. That way, when you have an issue in a vocal, you can go straight to that frequency band and handle it. So we have a vocal here from a song. We're going to isolate those frequency bands. Let's take a listen to this first one. Solo. So we see here, there's not much going on. Let's go ahead and go to our second band. That 125 to 250, that's that very muddy lower end of the vocal. Let's go on to the next band, band 3.
Turn the lights on, I'm a flip, got a grip like a python. Matter of fact, when I spit it's a...
As you can hear there, you can start to hear the vocal now. There's some clarity coming in, but still very low end. Let's go ahead and go to band 4.
Turn the lights on, I'm a flip, got a grip like a python.
Right, so that's like that tinier area for me, at least. That's how I refer to it. Kind of sounds like the vocal is in a can. And you want to attribute adjectives to these different bands so that you can become more familiar with how to attack them quickly. If someone says, I hear tinniness, boom, you know where to go. Someone says, I hear muddiness, boom, you know where to go. Let's go ahead and go to band 5.
Turn the lights on, I'm a flip, got a grip like a python. Matter of fact, when I spit it's infectious.
Kind of sounds like that's where that hollow sound is coming from. And then band 6. Let's also, before we go to band 6.
Turn the lights on, I'm a flip, got a grip like a python.
That 5K there. All right, now band 6.
Turn the lights on, I'm a flip, got a grip like a python.
This is where like that sharp, harsh airiness is in the vocal, between 4K to 16K. So as you see, you become familiar with all the different bands within the vocal range. You can attack those problems a lot quicker. Those are 2 exercises you can do to get better and improve at attacking frequencies when it comes to mixing vocals with an EQ.
Turn the lights on, I'm a flip, got a grip like a python. Matter of fact, when I spit it's infectious. Killer flows in disguise, this is airborne.